My guests today are Chris Crow.
I don't know. I think there's something about keyboardists though where we need our minds constantly stimulated. It's why you'll see us with phones up on our, we'll be texting and playing. I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast that Florida Georgia Line is hip hop for people who are terrified of black people.
That's exactly right.
People. I have a stock answer for those people. They say, what kind of music do you play? I go, you know what? I've done this for 22 years. I haven't had to have a job. So I do all sorts of different kinds. Whatever keeps a roof over my head, you'll be fine.
Justin Hubbard.
If you do not have a Stevie Wonder song that you like, something is fucking wrong with you. I'm sorry. Whatever, we all friends here. Like even the N-word to me, you know what I'm saying? Like if said in the right context by somebody who is not black, I don't mind it.
And Joe HITE.
The one thing that I always want to accomplish, no matter what, is to light up the people in front of me. And if it's something that's remotely realistic, that that is the tone of this gig for me. I am drunk and I'm arguing with people, and that's how this is gonna fucking go. You want to punch me in the face right now, don't you? You want to punch me in the face? You want to punch me in the fucking face? You want to punch me? I'm right on the microphone. I'm like, you want to punch me in the fucking face? You want to punch me in the fucking face? I was being such a complete asshole in every way that I could imagine. My favorite voice is a black guy impersonating a white guy. It's so funny. It's so funny the way black people talk like white people.
My favorite voice is a white guy who sounds like a black guy impersonating a white guy.
If you think about the logistics of a wedding reception, they're guaranteed to be a nightmare. You've got a range of ages. You got everyone from like 3 to like 90.
Yep.
You've got a range of like financial backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
You got some really like rich, classy, pretentious people, and you got some really trashy motherfuckers. And no matter who's there, most of them don't get out of the house more than like once a year, so
Correct.
They're all fucking trashed.
Correct.
They're all way more drunk than they're used to being.
And then the little music they like becomes the most important thing to them.
Right.
And so no matter and so because you've got such a massive range of people and kinds of people, no matter what you're doing musically, you're pissing someone off.
Yep.
And now they're so fucking drunk they don't care about telling you about it. They're gonna come up and tell you how much what you're doing sucks.
6 or 7 years ago, I had a wedding I agreed to do. This guy agreed to do a website for the Mrs. Salon, and I played his wedding. He never did the website. Never. To this day. I don't even speak to him anymore. But
So you still know the dude?
his wife, I haven't seen him in years. I don't speak to. He knows better than to call me.
Oh, wow.
And his wife, I had to meet 5 lunches to talk about the music for their wedding reception.
Good
5, twice with her, once with her and her husband, once with her and her maid of honor, and once with her maid of honor, and the wedding planner.
Oh.
And so this is the best part about it. It was out in Economawag, and I go driving out there, and I have my suit hanging out of the dry cleaner in the back in the back door. You know, they have right by the window, they have the place to hook your stuff. So I'm going out in regular clothes to load gear, and I have my suit so I can stay out there. I get out there, I load everything in, I come back out, and somewhere on the interstate with my back window, my pants had flown right out the hanger. They were not there.
Oh, no.
The hanger was there, but the plastic and the pants were not. And so I walk back in, and I get the people who put out all the dishes and stuff for the caterers. I have them give me some of the extra wrap around fabric and stuff. So I wrap around the piano. I bring a table over next to the piano, and I just figure, okay, I'm gonna sit here through dinner in my
Don't
jeans.
nobody come over here. Don't nobody go.
In my jeans, right? This is the same.
Get away from there, Timmy.
Yep. Well, I mean, I have jeans
Mommy,
on.
he doesn't have any pants on.
You ever been to a Turkish prison?
I'm not pantsless now. Let's be fair. So I'm sitting in jeans like a newscaster. I'm sitting with from the waist down. Who cares as long as I stay down?
Right on. Yeah.
So
You ever watch any Gladiator movies, Johnny?
So we get to the dances after dinner and the cake, and we get to like and they want the first dance, the mother-father dance, the father-bride dance, the bride-mother, all of this. Like there's like 9 songs where everyone is supposed to sit there through all of it, right? So we do their first dance together, and then they come over and they go, "Can you make the other people dance too?" Sure. And so then it's the father-daughter dance, and he walks over and says, you know that song she wants? I don't want that. Do you know My Girl? Oh, yeah, he's like, "Can you just do that?" I go, "Sure."
You guys emailed me 3 times a week for the last year.
We had 5 lunches about this. So then the mother comes over, who's supposed to do the mother groom dance, and goes, "I don't even want to do this."
Oh my God.
And I go, "Okay." And then whatever the rest of the whole list goes by the wayside. And so I play a total of about 7 songs. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. And the bride comes over and goes, "Do you have any hip hop like on your computer thing there?"
Oh, good God.
And I go, "I sure do." She's like, "Would you play a couple of those?" She said, "Could I send my friend over?" And I said, "Sure." So I just linked up to the Wi-Fi, had her friend buy 50 songs. As it's $50 to not do anything tonight. They played hip hop on my laptop, and I just walked out and drank at the hotel bar and came back in every couple.
When the mother
Great
came
story.
over,
That is a great story.
when the grandmother came over and said, "I don't really even want to do this," she said, "That makes 2 of us, sweet
Yeah,
chicks."
yes, it does.
Got the fuck out of there.
I like the people who let their kids just come over by your equipment and play
Oh.
around with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I get it that you don't care about my speaker, but you don't care that the speaker falls on Timmy's head and crushes his skull open in the middle of your wedding.
I don't
it's
like
gonna.
I don't like when I'm trying to load out and they're trying to dance on stage or just run around in your path and you're carrying, and their parents look and it never registers. They never go, "Oh, maybe my kid's gonna get hurt. Or maybe that guy needs to do his job." They just don't register.
Yeah, as a parent, like that's that little bit of freedom. You know what I'm saying? When your child is away from you, you know what I'm saying? You're just like, okay, yeah, he might get killed, but you know, I'm free right now.
Sure feels good.
Yeah, you know, I'm single again. I'm single again.
I'm talking adult conversation for the first time in 2 weeks.
Right. I'm single again. Okay, yeah, he's playing with that.
Why am I
dance
happy right now? I don't know why I'm happy. Look around your kids.
Yeah.
He's holding up a speaker that's getting ready to fall.
I mean, if he does die, I could possibly make another one.
Right. You get hold of a soda machine.
So as it turns out, the more whiskey you drink, the more colorful the conversation gets. The conversation quickly turned into Joe Hyde expressing just about everything I've ever wanted to say about the more annoying aspects of playing live music. Like the guy who comes up and asks, "So what kind of music do you play?"
I get that question so often while I'm setting up, and I never know if it's supposed to upset me, but it does.
Oh, I get a stock answer.
I just want to say, shut the fuck up. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Go get a fucking drink and wait, and maybe you'll see what kind of fucking music I play.
Hey, go get
'Cause
your
it's
fucking
not gonna-
shine
Like,
box.
depending on my answer, is that going to change
Yeah,
something
it's
for
not
you?
going to
Like,
change between when you ask me and when I start. I'm
Yeah.
doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why don't you
maybe I
just
should-
do what you were doing? Live your life
Maybe I
as
should
you
learn
were
some
about
better
to
lives.
before you saw someone setting up equipment, and just see what happens.
Yeah.
You fucking moron.
Let's get Joe some more whiskey.
Yeah. Set this shit off.
He's
Try that
cooking
single
now.
You know what? This is a bad day for me to do this too, because I've been in an extra cynical, shitty mood all day for some reason.
You're in a bad mood at lunch today because
was.
it went an hour and 15 minutes and didn't really.
I had no purpose at that
No.
thing at all. I thought we were going to talk about like bookings, like, are you available this Sunday, this Sunday?
Yeah.
And it was all about marketing.
Well, so did I.
And that was fine. It was fine. It was
Hey,
awesome.
good sushi, good people.
Love TJ. Awesome to hang out with him, and how nice of him to buy us lunch. But after a while, I was like, I got shit to do. Like, why am I here?
You just kept doing that thing where you're like, we're all sitting at the table, then the little phone peeks up over the edge of the table, and I see him going.
Edit this out, in case TJ.
And that slides back
I was
down.
annoyed.
Man, I was gonna be in here, man.
TJ's gonna hear this now, and he's gonna think I'm a fucking.
Oh no, we love TJ. It was funny. But yeah, it's a good day for you swearing at people. I have a stock answer for those people. They say, "What kind of music do you play?" I go, "You know what? I've done this for 22 years. I haven't had to have a job. So I do all sorts of different kinds. Whatever keeps a roof over my head, you'll be fine." I don't let them
there you go.
tell me what they want, because then it's over. Because then it's always country, that modern country that I don't do. But I always go all sorts of things. So just relax.
That's
go have
what
a
I
seat.
end up
You're gonna
saying.
love it.
I say I play everything.
Anything you won't play?
Country.
No, I play plenty of country songs. There are country songs that I like. I hate new country, and I hate fucking.
Yeah.
I hate this chintzy bullshit, mediocre shit they're churning out now. There's Luke Bryan and the Florida Georgia Line and Toby Keith and that garbage. All that shit could go away forever.
I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast that Florida Georgia line is hip hop for people who are terrified of black people.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
That's
That's perfect. That's a perfect way to say it.
yeah,
No, I don't think there's nothing I wouldn't at least try. I mean, I'm not at all musically snobby. I just hate what I hate. You know? And if people, the one thing that I always want to accomplish, no matter what, is to light up the people in front of me. And if it's something that's remotely realistic that I could possibly pull off, I'll fucking do it.
I remember I was telling Justin, some girl asked me if I could play Turn Down for What?
Oh, come on.
You do realize
Oh my God.
that there's one sentence in that entire song, and the rest is just beats.
Yeah.
Like you want me to sit there and just keep, like, imagine if I could play that on the guitar, and I just sat there for 3.5 minutes just going, turn down for what? Like, the best show that I ever seen in my life was that show with you and Dan.
At the harp.
Did you see the one where he got banned from the harp? Can you? Hey, that's a good idea. Well, first of all, let me tell you, I've switched over to the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. It's delicious. Now tell us about the harp, would you?
Yeah,
Joe?
let's
This is one of my
perspective.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well,
No, I'm fine with it.
Before you get into the story though, what's hilarious about the story is, for me, is that like Joe was calling me like mid-flight, you know what I'm saying? Like while it was going down, Joe was like, "Hey man, Justin, man, you got to get down here, man. This shit's going down with Joe HITE, man. It's crazy." He like, "Man, this out, man." He's like, "I don't think Joe gonna be able to come back here."
to me, it was like witnessing. It was like being in purpose for one of them Cat Williams moments.
outside of Target where he's in a fist fight with a 13-year-old.
13-year-old in a hover round. Yeah, right. He was like, "Man, I'm
This
telling
shit
you."
is going down.
All right, I'll tell you.
So, yeah, let's
I'll
hear
tell
from
you
your
exactly what happened. First of all, right. So Dan asked me to play with him, do a duo at the harp, and it was a Sunday. It started at like 7. I also was playing at Solu Estate Winery that day, so I had a pretty busy day, and it was a Sunday. And so I go and I play at Solu, and I didn't have really any time to eat. I hadn't really eaten, but they were feeding me wine and mead and stuff. I was like, yeah, this will be fine. I'll stop before the harp thing, and I'll get some food, and that'll be great.
Right.
So I never did, because I ended up like getting out of there sort of late, and so I just rushed there. And I was like, maybe I'll get the food at the harp. So I show up just fucking starving from all day and kind of half drunk. First thing that happens when I get there, Harvey pours like 5 shots of Jameson down my throat. Just like start feeding me shots of Jameson. I think
That's not the Dan Harvey I know.
right. and he got like the bar staff into doing
Dan
that,
Harvey gargles his morning mouthwash with 5 shots
so I
of
was just
Jameson.
like, all right, well, I'm gonna get. I guess I'm just gonna get drunk. So I did. I got really, really, really drunk, and that was the beginning of it. But then a few things happened. As I was about to set my keyboard on stage, I hadn't played one note at the harp in my life. This is my first and last time at the harp was this night.
That was awesome.
So I had never played there. I had never been there. I just got there, and I'm just about to put my keyboard up on the stand, and some like soccer mommy type little fucking woman comes up.
Squawking twat.
Yes, and she is already pissed off because Dan had been playing previously with Mike Hayes, and they had apparently been swearing and shit. And so she comes up and she's like super bitchy and just in my face because she sees I'm putting an instrument on stage, so I must be part of whatever her problem is, and just starts fucking going off on me about our language. And I'm like,
I don't know you, but you're a part of my problem.
I'm like, listen, lady, I said, I've never played here in my life. I haven't been on stage once. And I was trying to contain myself and be nice. And I did, essentially, but she was just going on. And Dan finally comes in and says to her in front of me, he's like, hey, bad language is kind of part of the deal here. They kind of expect us to do our thing and put on. And it was kind of the wrong answer. Yeah. But it was Harvey, and I liked what he was saying. And I was like, so that was a cue to me, like.
But that's the truth. Like
that was a cue to me especially in my drunken, semi-belligerent state. Like,
all right,
like say and do whatever the fuck you want.
All bets are off.
Because that's what they expect here. So I was like, all right, and so I started.
That's definitely the norm. If you can do 2 things on a Sunday in the summer, you can go to church or you can watch Dan Harvey cuss.
So I was already pretty pissed off because this bitch was in my face for absolutely no reason. So that put me in. I mean, if any of you know me at all, you know that once one thing pisses me off, I am then officially pissed off, and I can't really, especially if I'm drunk and I'm playing music at the time, I'm not going to get over that. I'm not going to get over that at all. In fact, it's going to snowball and compound and become a major fucking thing. It's going to, and it did. And so this bitch kept yapping. even once we were on stage and playing, and I could hear her and I could see her just fucking talking to anyone in charge she could to talk about what assholes we were, and so I start immediately just needling her on the microphone from stage, like I'm really sorry we said fuck.
Oh, I
really
didn't even know all this.
This was the very first thing that ever happened. Just before you even showed up. So I got into kind of a thing with her, and so now that was the tone of this gig for me. I am drunk and I'm arguing with people, and that's how this is gonna fucking go.
With a microphone.
With a microphone. And so it was a runaway train from there, and just it seemed to be like a perfect storm of douchey things coming at me. Like that bitch finally left, and then some fucking asshole comes up and starts, belligerently requesting Wagon Wheel, and just everything that would happen at the Harp happened at the fucking Harp. So then, I don't quite remember. Maybe you do, how I got onto the country tirade. But I think that was.
Hang on. We need a timeout just to let you know that that lady. My favorite part, Dan had told me this story about you and that lady, is that in the microphone you had said, "Miss, I would like to apologize. I am so sorry about my foul language, and you are absolutely right, and I should watch my mouth. And if you weren't such a fucking cunt, I would make sure to do just that."
You said that?
Yeah, I did say that.
I would never work in this town again.
Damn Muslim dropping the C-bomb.
I get home and all my guitars would be gone. Like, what the fuck happened? I could have swore I had some guitars.
Right.
So it just snowballed, and I still don't remember massive parts of it. I was really, really, really blind drunk. I was so drunk. But someone said something about country. Play some fucking country.
Friends in Low Places. That's what they ask you to play.
And I think I went off for a good 15 minutes about how and why I despise country music, and I said fuck probably like 135 times. And at one point we were actually playing a song, and I was like changing the lyrics, and they were all horrible. And someone, I think this is the owner's son, Dan told me that's who that was. I don't know who it was.
It's RC's
Came directly up to me, like 5 inches from my face while we're playing. He's like, "Stop swearing!" And I was like, and while I'm playing, I was like, I was just laughing at him. Like, "You want to punch me in the face right now? Don't you? You want to punch me in the face? You want to punch me in the fucking face? You want to punch me?" I'm right on the microphone. I'm like, "You want to punch me in the fucking face? You want to punch me in the fucking face?" I got being such a complete asshole in every way that I could imagine to do.
I asked Joe Hite and Chris Crow, what would your perfect music project be if you won the lottery?
It would end up looking a lot like Stevie Wonder's band, like a shitload of horns, some girl singers, just the best of everything, and just a lot of people at every position. And it would be like a funk horn vocal type thing. Like, imagine Stevie Wonder live.
Yeah.
That's about how it would look. That's about how it would look.
What about you, Chris?
Well, it'd be two things. We do this Ordinary Heathens thing, which is, I don't know, I guess alt country is the label. It's 3 guys, and it's 3-part harmony. It's Crosby, Stills, and Nash without the politics. Good songwriting, great harmonies, and that's been a thing. But now I'm currently in the process of putting together, I guess I haven't said this, nobody really knows this outside of the group, but I'm putting together an 8-piece with a horn section with lots of singing. Joe's going to be a part of
with
it as well.
With the same Ordinary Heathens?
No. But I'm saying I did that Heathens, and I want to do the Heathens every day, but then it dawned on me I have nothing soulful. I can't do a genre. I need something else too. The Heathens is beautiful music, and I love it, and I hope if I had to pick one thing, it would probably be that. But since I don't have to, I'm creating something, not the antithesis of that, but it's something with a lot more soul and a lot more rhythm and a lot more.
It's a lot more satisfying to play.
Yeah, so between the two of them, it's very well rounded for me musically.
Would you say like the Heathens is something that you would rather listen to, and the other one is something you'd rather play?
No, I
love playing the Heathens.
It's for me. It's both. It's this funk thing it'll be covers to start, but I'd like it to not be after a while. Just like the Heathens, we'd write a song here and write. So it's so hard to get together and bring our songs to the table and work them out. So we've been together 2 years almost, and we just now have enough for an album.
You know how, like, I don't know if anybody else sees it this way, but in playing music. There's like a mental and a physical aspect of it, sort of. And with the Heathens, it's all mental. Like it's all making things sound beautiful and voicings and harmonies,
techniques.
Even playing live, it's that. But there's no digging in and pounding.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no physical release to playing that music. Like when I played in KRIS, the thing that he put together for his birthday with all the horns and that super funky,
10-piece with
all the Maceo shit and all that great shit we got to play. That we got to beat the shit out of our instruments.
You played drums on your piano for a night.
Yeah, all night long, and there's something to that. By the end of that night, you feel, fuck yeah, I did something.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you
very
feel satisfied. You know,
it's instinctual. I my neck hurts after those gigs because I just
it's when it,
and
there was the mental thing too, because it was all songs I wasn't used to, and I had to actually think and really stretch out. But also there's that you gotta bang in that band, you know, and to me that's as important a part of it, kind of, you know. If I love the Heathens, and I wish we could get popular and tour with that band and play it all the time.
You guys have anything lined up?
No, we're trying to get this album done. But it was real nice on my birthday weekend because I did that show at Saloon on Calhoun. It was, I mean, I flew in a trombonist from St. Louis that I grew up with. Some of the other guys I grew up with from Des Moines, they drove out, and on top of that, some of the best players in town, I got them all together to do it, and it was 4 hours of just the funkiest shit. And the very next night, same stage, was the Ordinary Heathens, and it was but it was as challenging doing the Ordinary Heathens the next night as it was doing all that funk, all of a sudden unfamiliar songs, because you're in that mode now. You're in that physical mode, and that's the best way to explain it. Is you are beating the shit out of your instruments in a great way. And the next night you have to stop. You have to fucking stop. Dead stop. And you have to go right back to technique and vocal warm-ups and have your stuff ready. You can't have lost your voice and be in the Ordinary Heathens. You can't scoop up to your notes. You have to pop everything you do lightly, calmly, beautifully with technique. And to do the two back to back was, I don't know. I think there's something about keyboardists though where we need our minds constantly stimulated. It's why you'll see us with phones up on we'll be texting and playing. We'll be doing whatever. We'll be singing and playing. We'll be directing a band and singing and playing and texting someone and taking photos of the band while we're going, because we need that much to keep our minds busy. And to do the two back-to-back was about the biggest
really
test.
good the day after that, though. Like, you got that funk thing one night where you just exhaust yourself physically playing all that shit. And the Heathens thing the next night, I was like, I felt really good.
Very satisfying.
What was the trombone players?
Dave Dickey. He's the best.
Damn,
He's
I
awesome.
keep forgetting his name. That dude, man, was like talking to him after the show, man, after your birthday. He was just like, that dude is so. Isn't he a doctor? Is he the doctor or
no? He's not a doctor.
Who's the one that's like?
He's a professor.
A professor. Okay, maybe that's it. But it was like so funny, man. He was just super mellow.
He's the doctor of love.
The doctor who plays the trombone. I wouldn't trust that shit. You go to his office, he got a trombone, and like, hey, who's that? Oh, that's mine. I'm like, I'm good, man.
Well, you got 6 months to live.
I'll take out my own appendix, man. I'm good, man.
He was cool. He was cool as hell. He was just super mellow. I was just like, I mean, you know how you talk to certain people and you're like, I know I like you. You know what I'm saying? I know I like you.
Dave Dickey's that way, man. You can't talk to him for more than 10 seconds and not realize
you're like, I like
he's
you,
great.
dude.
He's
I
great.
like
You can't be an asshole and play the trombone either.
I mean,
If you think you're too cool to play the trombone, then you obviously you don't have the personality for it.
But what was so cool about their show was when Dave, not like you see a lot of shows where you're like, oh man, you know what was cool about tonight, man, the trombone, God, you know what I mean? Like you don't see a lot of
They
shows
do
like
that
that.
when Dickey plays the show, though.
But Dick, it was like that dude picked his spots really well. He listened really well. He kind of chilled.
pro,
it was
man.
just like, it's just like I'm like,
Complete pro.
yes, that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody that plays trombone,
That's how you
play
do it.
like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like don't get all overzealous and try to prove like, oh, I got a trombone. Like
What's really funny is I have scored out all the horn charts for this new band. And it's going to include a trombone, but obviously, well, Dave was my birthday present from Tammy because I wanted him up.
right.
And she's
and
like,
Dave was from your hometown, right?
yeah,
Somebody-
but he lives in St. Louis now. And Tammy said, I'd like to fly him up for your birthday so he can play your birthday with you.
That's dope.
So that's my birthday present. Most of that show each year, I go out of pocket just so I can put on something for people and have them have a good time.
Right.
So here's my birthday present coming up, and I can't pick anything better. Like, I didn't even get him a hotel like the other guys. I'm like, no, fuck that. You're staying at my house. You know my wife. You know my dogs. We're hanging here. And we got home, had some drinks, and What was I gonna say? So he, as a trombone player, he is so soft spoken and so kind, but he will just let you. He's played with everyone in the world, and he will just let you. You pick an artist, and you can go off like Joe goes off about country music, and you go, you know what? Fuck that band. And you know why? I fucking hate him. And this why. And he just lets you sit there and be stupid about a band, and he gets real quiet, and then you look over at him and go, oh fuck, you played with them, didn't you? Well, a little bit, yeah. I went on a tour. I went on tour with them for a while.
My firstborn son is named after him.
Nah, he's the best. But that show is something else. But as I've been charting out all the horns for the new group, I have them all in binders so I can take them to shows. So they have their charts. They can open them. They're in order. They're ready to go. And the trombone one just says Dave Dickey, because at some point I'm gonna talk that motherfucker into moving up here. Right. I don't know who's ever in their life been like, I need this trombone player to move from that town to this town, but I'm gonna be the first one to make that shit happen.
So you're able to chart out all the horn sections?
Yeah.
All the horn parts? That's pretty cool.
I love doing that.
Oh, and speaking of horns, man, like at the Prince show, not to keep going back to that, but at the Prince show, I was really impressed, man, with
Johnny V?
With Johnny V, man, like he was playing keys.
Oh yeah.
Johnny V was playing keys. I was like, what is this?
That's
like,
what he does though. He plays guitar too.
I had no idea, man.
You want to know what's funny is you've been at other shows that he's played keyboards, but he's always in the corner in the dark.
Wow, that's
he's been doing it since he started.
That's crazy. He was like, oh yeah, I've been working with KRIS, and he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm not up to his level, but
he's a great addition.
Tell you what, man, his sax playing has gotten way better since
yes, it
has. The first time I was listening to him at your birthday, going, holy fuck!
Yeah, he was.
I think I looked at you once and went, what the hell?
Yep.
It was a party when he plays, man.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, seriously.
He looks like he's gonna get a hernia though. He's got that bent over, both hands on the horn, flexing like something's gonna.
Yeah,
pop
when he
out
plays
of
the sax,
something.
he looks like he's lifting an automobile.
Yes, but it works though.
If I had that matrix where I could download something into my brain and play something, it would be the saxophone.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't want to take the time to learn how to play it though.
Learn how to play the piano. Once you do that, you can pick up the saxophone.
I got a keyboard over there that's been sitting there for 2 years before I tried to start a podcast. So
no, I'm telling you,
sax is a great instrument, man.
If you guys have not seen Neil Brennan's stand-up show, and it's actually not even stand-up; it's like a one-man show on Netflix.
He used to write for the Chappelle Show.
Who used to write for the Chappelle? It's like Dave Chappelle's partner. It's hilarious, but he had this one joke, and it's so true. He talks about going through depression and stuff like that, and he says. He said the only people that really appreciated him going through depression were black guys, and they were like, "Damn, Neil, you don't give a fuck, man. Like, damn, you don't." He was like, "Well, I wanted to tell him like, well, that's because I'm sad." You know what I'm saying? Like, but he never said that. He was like, "But what I found is that black dudes can never, black people, like black men can't be sad in public." He's like, the only time a black man can be sad in public is if he's playing the saxophone. And I thought about it. I was like, God damn, that's true. Because I know some sad ass black sax players, boy. I know some sad man. The funny thing is, we all know some sad black sax players. Like seriously, they get that shit through their sax. They won't tell you how bad they're doing.
That's because you started playing the sax thinking that the vagina was gonna fall from the rafters. Then that reality starts setting in.
Sad as hell.
That you're almost when the reality set in that you're almost a trombone player. Sorry, Dave.
That reminds me of the Flip Wilson story. Like that shit's going. That's how old I am.
Little Flip Wilson.
I'm representing Flip Wilson.
Everybody's gonna listen to this and go, who the fuck is Flip Wilson?
Remember earlier when we were talking about
is a Flip Wilson?
Remember earlier when we were talking about the horny goat and how Justin had his great grandchildren there?
Right. That's how old I am.
Tell us a Nipsey Russell story.
It's been so old. A Flip Wilson is a sexual position.
Was that when
I had her in the flip? I had her in the. She tried to do a Flip Wilson on me in the back seat of a car.
It was fine, but when I pulled out, I Ben Vereened all over her back.
I was sucking on a Nipsey Russell.
Me and my blackness can't let you talk about this. Sorry, pull a cord on that one now.
Oh my God.
He's up now, Chris. He's up now, Chris.
Remind me of a Flip Wilson story. He said every time the horse and carriage would stop.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
I used to love Flip Wilson, man. I used to watch his variety show.
Dude, hilarious. I mean, like that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, his variety show paved the way for like the Chappelle Show,
Yeah,
SNL,
for sure.
like all of that stuff, man. That dude was funny, but he said when he was first trying to make it, he was like, literally hitchhiked out to Hollywood, didn't have any money. He said, and oddly enough, he said this like older white guy picked him up, and he was like kind of surprised, like, oh, all the shit, you know what I mean? This is like, when did Flip Wilson come in popularity? Was that the 50s? 60s?
No, 60s.
60s, okay.
Into the 70s.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe he like, this is probably in the 50s, like actually when he was actually going out to Hollywood before he made it or whatever. So he's like, it's the 50s, like this is, some, a really, really racial America, kind of like now. But anyway,
Yeah, right.
so he goes, he said he's hitchhiking. The white guy picks him up, and he's the white guy's asking him. He was like, oh, so, son, what are you doing? Where you going out to? He's like, I'm going out to Hollywood. He's like, so what do you do? He was like, well, I sing and dance and blah, 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 this and that. He was like, the white dude was like, well, don't you all?
What else?
Tell me something new, son.
He's like, I got a hungry black guy over here who would do that.
My favorite voice is a black guy impersonating a white guy. It's so funny. It's so funny the way black people talk like white people.
My favorite voice is a white guy who sounds like a black guy impersonating a white guy.
If you ever go see Joe at Potawatomi, I mean, it is what he puts on in that 360 bar is a miracle, and it's phenomenal when you go see.
We
it.
saw it.
But
White people was fighting and shit.
I was like, oh, shit.
I mean, like older, respectable looking white people were
Right, yeah.
acting ignorant.
Hey, and when they started fighting, Joe was like, oh, they gonna start fighting. He's gonna watch. We gonna get arrested.
Yeah, it was like middle-aged old white dudes, like with Oxford shirts tucked in and penny loafers fighting.
You remember that? You remember that?
Oh
Joe?
God, yes.
Like I'm not even joking. Like that's the literally
They were
the dude
having
who
a
was
pleat
there.
off.
Yeah.
They're having a chino contest.
Literally.
My pleats are wider than yours.
Take it back.
No.
Well, so I guess my point is when you do that it is phenomenal to watch that. I like that's the only time I like going down to Pato 360. I can't. That Febreze they put through there, I can't stand to breathe it.
Man.
But on the other hand, like I can put on a great show, but I can't at Pato. I get so far in my own head trying to chase 7 different demographics around that I alienate 6 of them with every next song I choose. I go, oh, I see an old white man. Here's some Willie Nelson. Oh, I see an old black man. Here's a nice obscure Bill Withers tune. And then and as I'm chasing them, I lose them. And it gets
A lot
way
of
in
the
my
stuff
own
you
head.
play though, Joe, is stuff that like a lot of people get into, and it's where it's normally they wouldn't request that, but it's like, who doesn't like Stevie Wonder? You know what I mean? It's one of those type of things.
Yeah, universal music, man. Like,
Yeah.
I always say, like, with certain music, man, like, if you don't like certain types of music or certain artists, like, there's nothing wrong with that artist. There's something wrong with you. If you do not like, if you do not have a Stevie Wonder song that you like, something is fucking wrong with you.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
That's
I'm
exactly.
sorry. You know what I mean? Like, there's
That's
not.
so true.
You know what I mean? And it's like that even tells me, like, what music you like. You know, if you're like, oh yeah, I don't really like anything by Michael Jackson. It's like,
There's the voice.
Yes.
I don't know if that was a white.
No, see, that's not even a white voice. That's like an annoying asshole. Because that's a voice. Nobody actually sounds like that, but their personality does.
Yes. That's exactly right.
100%.
That's exactly. Complete with the face.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna go outside. It's cold. You guys go.
That's so true. If you can't find a Stevie Wonder song you like, I can't be your friend.
I just wanted to say that Whiskey Joe Hite is my superhero.
Listen, I mean, if saying the word fuck, if you hear the word fuck and you are offended, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you.
Truer
Fuck
words
you.
have never been
Fuck
spoken.
you and your goddamn delicate sensibilities.
How
Go
is-
fuck yourself. It's a fucked up world out there.
How crazy
Me
is it
saying
that-
fuck is not the worst thing that's going to happen to you today.
How crazy is it that adults get upset just by
Yeah.
words like that?
If
I
you're
love that.
if you're offended by the sound of a fucking word that comes out of my mouth, go fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself. Get out of my fucking sight, and don't ever come to one of my fucking shows again. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Well, like on social media, you can't write fuck, but you can write F and then some symbol.
Right.
See,
Right. Because no one knows what that means. Give me a fucking break. I should be able to say any goddamn thing I want. It's not nearly as appalling as the shit people do to each other every fucking day.
That's
Go
why.
fuck yourself.
That's why.
Your
Tosh,
delicate little fucking ears can't handle some shit's coming out of my mouth. Fuck you. You probably got a little boy in your closet, cocksucker. You know who the worst, most fucked up people are on this goddamn planet?
Please tell us.
They're the people who are flaunty about their motherfucking religion. You come across a holy roller, that motherfucker's got a boy in his closet. That motherfucker is beating his wife.
killed a
That
hooker.
motherfucker, because there's only one reason to flaunt your religiosity, and that is to make up for the actual shit you're doing.
because you don't want people to look. You don't want
So
people
if
to
you, so you standing up and acting offended by a word I said is that same fucking thing. You're gonna go home and beat your wife. Go fuck yourself, you hypocritical cunt. Go fucking fuck yourself.
You know what I like? Just so you know, Joe Hite is not laughing with us. That's just the three of us laughing. But you're absolutely right. Words shouldn't matter, but we talk about this all the time. Is Joe? It's not that he's known for that. It's just he has this way of saying it too, where you get that he's mad, but he's not mad at you, but he's mad. And then once you get it out, it's just shake your head and it's off. It's just like shaking water out of your hair.
Right.
And he's over it. And meanwhile, like at Horny Goat, when it got to that point, you swore at him and you got good. And I went home grinding my teeth and pacing the floor and going, fuck that place. I don't let it go. So when I say something in a microphone that's similar to something you might hear Joe say, it is never taken the same way.
That's true.
Joe goes, you know what? Fuck you all. And they go, oh, Joe, here's $20. And I go, you know what? I think you guys are just bad people. And they all stand up and file out of my gig, giving me the finger.
No, but even speaking to your point, Joe, about like just words, like this is how, like, I mean, I agree with you, like 100%. Like this is how far I even go with like words, like even to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever, we all friends here. Like even the N word to me, you know what I'm saying? Like if said in the right context by somebody who is not black, I don't mind it. You know, I mean, honestly, but you know what I mean? If you say it in the right context and you're, you know, whatever, like I don't really mind it. You know what I mean? Like some people might get mad at it, and I'll give you like an example of it. Like this true life story. I was at Pick and Save on the east side one day. Two white guys that were actually like, you know, having groceries or whatever. So like one white guy was like, you know, paying for the groceries. The other dude was bagging. So like the dudes are like talking in between me, and I'm like bagging my groceries and stuff in between them. And so, like, they're talking, and the one dude was like, hey, man, like, how was the party last night? And the dude was like, oh, man, dude, it was sick, bro. Like, I did this, blah, blah, blah. So they're talking some kind of, like, eavesdropping, whatever.
He had to be Asian, right, by that.
So, like, yeah. So the two dudes are talking back and forth or whatever, you know. And the one dude says, he was like, oh, yeah. So he's like, so after the party, dude, like, what happened? He's like, did you go home with Sharon or, like, what? And the guy was like, dude, shit. He's like, you know how I do, nigga. Like the white dude said that, right? And like as soon as he said that, like both of them like fucking froze. So like looked at me and like, and I was like looking at him like, really? You know? But I was like, what happened, nigga? Like, tell me what happened with the rest of the story. Like,
wait, Justin's got something important about UTIs.
Are you gonna edit it at all?
Before you leave,
Seriously, if you give a girl a UTI,
right? No, I'm saying if you love her, you give her a UTI. I mean, come on, guys. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Listen, guys. You know what I mean? You're trying to pick up a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh man, am I gonna give her a necklace or a massage? Get her UTIs.
oh my God, you gotta fade it out while he's doing this.
that?
The end of your podcast should be you fading out over this.
I'm gonna
Real
jackhammer
slow
you
fade
until
out.
something hurts.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you for listening to the first episode of Wray Radio. I'd like to give a big thanks to Justin Hubbard, Chris Crow, and Joe Hite. You can go ahead and look in iTunes or anywhere else where you can subscribe to podcasts and hit that little subscribe button. Brand new episodes will automatically be downloaded on your phone or other mobile device.